Okay, then. All right, guys. So I'm not going to train on, what do you call it, like the program. The only thing I'm really going to go through program-wise is the cost. So let's start off with, let me share my screen. Okay, so first things first, we have the information email, which everybody has. This one has just got summer camp. I know that summer camp was an issue for Camp America because something about a partner had the same name or whatever. So I'm just a bit scared as to how to call the program. So we'll look at rebranding the websites and changing the step-by-step and everything as soon as Camp America have come back and told me what they want to do. So this template I have labeled as CampCare. Whether we have 2 or 1, I'm not entirely sure, but that will come soon. It's very similar with just when is camp, what is camp, the different types of camps that you have, your role. And then I've done like what's in it for you, what do you take, and then the costs, and there's also a program fact sheet. So the program fact sheet is from Camp America. So just to explain, CampCare is obviously together with Intrax, and AmeriCamp is actually quite a large organization in the United States. So they've joined with CampCare. So that's why they now co-branded as CampCare AmeriCamp. And the paperwork for CampCare has changed considerably just to get up to the standards of AmeriCamp. Also, fun fact is that Laura, the lady that runs the CampCare, in America, she is actually many years ago worked with Camp America and that whole brand. So she has come from there, and now she's developed the CampCare product for Intrax. So she comes with quite a lot of knowledge from the past. They've partnered with AmeriCamp to now offer us quite a great program. This just a sort of a fact document. So I have attached it to the information email. I'm pretty confident that should any leads go directly to CampCare and AmeriCamp, they would then refer them on to us like All Peer Care do. So that's why I'm not really worried about branding, same as with Camp America. So this is just all the ins and outs of the normal extra info, which is quite nice. So leave that on if you can. And then we talk about the costs. So with CampCare, it's the application fee when they pay, when they start, their program fee only once placed. Those both fees will come directly to your office. Their police clearance, the service and insurance. Now, service and insurance is paid to CampCare directly. So how are we going to collect it or pay it? I'm not entirely sure for now. It may be that they bill us and then we pay them, and we'll have to do it somehow through head office. I don't know if they have a speed point system like Camp America. I don't think so, because there's nothing built into the application. So we'll come to that bridge, but that is the cost of the service and insurance. And then their visa to the embassy. And I just put in the doctor's consultation as well. Flights, very much a varied thing. Depends on where they're placed, where they go, how long they go, what their routing is, etc. You as OVC will book the flights. So do your best to keep the flights and not lose the business for that extra income. And then obviously the normal minimum spending money. And then a COVID test required. Vaccinations, not sure. We'll cross that bridge as we get closer. Camp earnings are very nice for your 18 to 20-year-old compared to Camp America. So my recommendation is if you have an 18-year-old straight out of school and they can afford their own air ticket, do the CampCare product, because they'll earn $1,600 straight at the end of camp. That way, $1,600, what is that at the moment? Let's see, not a bad chunk of money. CZR, that is 23,000 Rand. So if they are paying between 25 and 30, and they're getting back 23,000 Rand, they only short about 5,000 Rand. So it's cost them 5,000 Rand, potentially somewhere around there, depending on the price of the ticket, to live in America for that period of time. So not bad at all. And then obviously the 21 plus, they normally the bigger earners, and then your self-arranged placement, your returning person. We wouldn't have any returnees at the moment because they never took from South Africa last season. And this is our first year running, obviously, but in the future, we all know that CampCare earnings are negotiated with themselves and the camp. So again, benefits of this product are your set fees, which are fairly low. It's really just dependent on the airfare. And we all know if they get placed on East Coast to West Coast, that's where your variance is going to be. So hopefully their tickets are not too expensive. And then they can make back a lot of their money when they're younger and there's more of a pull there. So that's your info one. So you send that out once the person has been shown interest. And then they are obviously going to want to go ahead with the application, and they're going to want to sign up. So this is the application email. Now, first they complete their camp link. So if you can just all fix this sentence in your CampCare application email to say complete the OVC camp application link, so that you send them the link, they complete it, you send them the invoice, and they pay it. Then they're going to go to their online application. Now, I'm just going to pull through. Okay, let's talk about just this email in general. So then they're going to do their online application. They're going to finish everything on the online application. They're going to come to you for an interview. You're going to collect these documents from them. Then they're going to submit for me for review. We're going to submit it to America like normal. And then the camp directors will start reaching out. Laura also gets very involved, almost like a matching expert with or pairing, where she starts personalizing her searches and suggesting people to camps that she knows are going to be a good fit. Once they are placed, we do the visa. And then obviously after that, the flights. And 1 to 3 months before they go, they need to do the physician part of the medical. So on the medical, you will see that there are, there's like with, what is a travel active, where you have the applicant's portion and the doctor's portion. That doctor's portion can't be preferably older than 3 months. If it is, it's not the end of the world. However, when they arrive at, well, before they go, sorry, if the camp asks for one and it's too old, then they might have to redo it. So that's what we want to avoid. Going back to the documents that they take with you for the interview, it's a copy of their passport, their police clearance, and 2 references. Now, you'll all be happy to know that the reference is so easy, and whether they use whatever they use, a Gmail, a normal mail, or whatever, it doesn't actually matter. So they just give this reference form to their person, the person fills it out, they sign it, they date it, they stamp it if they've got a stamp, and you collect 2 references. The normal thing applies not from a relative, but here you'll see my child's babysitter, so they're not fussy about childcare experience, if they've au paired or worked at a daycare or anything like that. So references are a lot quicker and easier than the Camp America story. And they don't have to do that electronic verification nonsense. So that's really a saving grace. The medical is quite extensive. So you've got page 1, which is, you can see, to be completed by applicants. They fill everything out. They can type on here. Same thing for the health history. Again, carrying on. Okay, medications, diets. And then they sign, and then this bottom section, let's just zoom out a bit. This bottom section is where the doctor fills out the medical, and then signs off on page 2, 3, and his sections, and obviously stamps, signs, etc., etc. One thing that sorry, I saw it here on the medical. Where was it? Oh, maybe I just saw it. Oh, here we go. Sexual abuse is a no-go with Camp America. If they've been a victim of rape, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse at any time in their life, CampCare will more than likely not accept their application. So please be aware that when you're doing your pre-screening, you must ask those questions outright, because if it does come up later, it is going to be a bit of a problem. So please be sure of that. So the top part for the applicants, the doctor's part at a later stage. All right, so let's pull down the step-by-step. This will be on Fishworks, so bear in mind it will be coming, but for now it's on here. I updated one thing on this, so I will be sending this out after our training. So first things first, you meet a client, you interest the client, excite the client, you screen them, you test them, you ask them, you make sure they've got the money, make sure they're keen on the program and that you think that they will be a good fit. And you then do step 2 by sending out the yellow link, getting the yellow link back, and then the client pays their 3.7. Once they've sent you their proof of payment and a copy of their passport, so that's step 3, they pay and send you those 2 things. You then need to send me an email with their name and send me their passport copy and their email address. I will then invite them. Okay, so I'll register them on the online portal rather and invite them to the CampCare application. They will then get this email. All right, welcome to your new application. And that is going back to this email, the info email or the application email, the screen here. So this is what they get from the CampCare system. And then they will log in and they will see this. So I'm going to show you, but that's why I've put screenshots here once I've invited them, step 2 of what they see and how they go online and register. Okay. Your client completes their online application. Now, I'm going to stop there and go to the online application. So when the person gets that invite email, this is the screen as you saw on the screenshot on the email that they click on. They put in their name, their surname. It will already pre-populate once they click on that link. They insert their email. I did say put the password here, Camp 2022. If it's not the end of the world. As long as you know what the password is, they must share it with you so that you can log in and check their application. You put Camp 2022 or whatever you want. You specify if you want the dates the wrong way around or the right way around, in my opinion. You choose South Africa and then you create your account. And then, okay. I'm going to just log in as Albs' client, because I was worried that that would happen. Okay, so this is, they would obviously register and then it's going to take them to their home screen of their application. All right, so this will be their portal. Applications, obviously at a later stage, it'll be placements, travels and visas, documents, uploads, their normal resource. So very similar to Au Pair Care. And basically here at the bottom are just the documents and things which will come later. So as you load the references and the police clearance, these little clickies will change to green. Yeah, so applications. You can see it's in progress. So they obviously go in. And you can see that this girl has already started to fill. Now, for those of you who did student work many moons ago, you'll notice this is very similar. So nothing difficult, so quick and easy. You will have, just click on each section and you'll have blank questions and then you're going to go fill them in. Save and continue on to next section. So you've got your program preferences, you'll put in your hobbies, your interests, you'll put in your information of who you are, where you are, etc., etc. And then let's just go back to the main. Oh, there we go. Okay, so biographical details is just all your contact details. Your biographical documents will be your passport. And there we go, a photo. So a nice photo of yourself. Then you will go to your background, contact details, which is obviously very easy and very normal. And then you've got your background and medical. So this will probably be, yeah, all your normal like pre-screen or pair care questions. And I don't think they've built in a flagging system, but I think it will come. So if anybody does mention pre-existing or sexual abuse or anything like that, here it will come up or be noted. So you can check. Education and language, very easy. Just what they've studied, what they've done. Obviously, if they say yes to studying, it will ask questions about where they are studying, so they can fill that out. It could be school or university. Emergency contact, experience details. So experience details is work experience. Now, I asked Laura if it needs to match the references, and she was like, yeah, well, that's quite a good idea. So they really are the basics of starting, but the same thing applies. So if you have the 2 paper references, then make sure that those work experiences are listed in the experience details. For example, I've got a babysitting reference, then in my work experience, I must put babysitting as it. If it's like your coach and your principal, or your coach and your favorite teacher, and you don't have work experience, then you would obviously go and say, no, I don't have work experience. So the same concept, make sure references match work experience. And then same thing with education, make sure that they've listed everything. I also asked them, do they have to like cover their bases from when they were 16 to current, so that there's no periods of lacking information and where the hell were you? They like that idea as well. So if you can make sure that when you check the education and the experience, if your person's 18, that from 16 to 18, either in the education or the work history, that period of time is covered. Like, I'm in high school, therefore you don't have anything else going on. But if you're 24, what happened from when you were 19 when you left school, or 18 when you left school, to 24? Have they inserted all those periods of work and education in the sections, or have they got big blank sections of dates? And if so, make sure that they don't have that. Your skills are where you're going to do the picking of the what you like. So you have your skill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all you have to do is go like archery. I'm a intermediate one. I do acting, and it's just a hobby. I look after animals, and I am a certified animal vet, kind of whatever. So this is just the skill section. There's no stories, no essays, no rubbish that you need to write. Just pick and rate yourself. Oopsie, sorry. And then the last thing is the essay questions. And again, like, don't do too little, but it does give you, tell us about your life, tell us about your siblings. So it gives them points to cover. So just make sure that they're covering all those topics within that question. So discuss experience you've previously listed. So on the previous skills, like how good you are at it, etc., etc. Working with children, and then describing that. Certifications, and then here any issues with health. And then you can put in the URL for their video that they may create. So pop it onto YouTube. You can list it. You can put it on as unlisted if they don't want people to find their video or be able to search and see their video. So if they put it as unlisted, then only the people that see this link will be able to watch it. If they don't really care, just load it on YouTube. Any other online platform is fine, as long as you've got the video URL here. And basically that's it. So application is extremely easy peasy. Should take the person not longer than a day or two to knock it out, unless they're really struggling. But as you see, it will all go blue once they have finished. I would suggest that you tell your client not to submit here, so that when they come for the interview, you can log in and you can check this and say, oh, add this, change that, let's put a better photo, etc., etc. So that's the online application. And then we go back to the step-by-step. So step 6, client completes the application and then they come in for their interview. Okay, so first things first of the interview day, log on, check the online application. Second thing, do the interview report. Now, what I love about this is it's not like a random report. They ask you questions and you answer the questions. So, sorry, that's a bit small. So normal, name, surname, how are they with English? And then you describe the experience that they've listed in skill 1, 2, and 3. So here you can ask them questions of like how long they've been doing it, how good they are at it, have they had coaching experience, all the normal kinds of questions to be able to explain to the camp how good or bad that person is at that particular skill. Evaluate degrees and certifications. So obviously this is if they have normal high school, bachelor's, life-saving certificates, a boat license, then you can say the applicant has a life-saving certificate. It was a 2-year qualification. He's been working as a certified lifeguard for 3 years. If not applicable, not applicable. So your normal questions, why do you want to do camp? Previous experiences that they've had that will benefit them at camp, childcare experience. How would the applicant encourage a reluctant camper to get involved in activities? Why do you think that this candidate's good for camp? Do you recommend the candidate and why? And then here, normal stuff like certifications, if they've done anything. Here you specify which camps that they want to put themselves forward for, any medical stuffies, and you sign a date, and that's your interview done. So very easy. Then, as you see here, check the online. So you can click here, you log in. So that's all part of the interview process. You then submit step 9 to program manager. And then I did that email for you to show you how to submit to program manager. So name, email address, their police clearance, their passport, the medical, which is just their part, participants' part. The physician part gets done between March and June. I need the 2 references. And I have no idea why that says that there because I copied and pasted. But I also see here I'm missing, I need lastly the interview. So I'll send this updated out again. Take that out. And then we need the interview. Okay, so interview report. And once you have then submitted, I will send I will log in rather to the online portal, and I will organize to check all of the stuff. I'll see if anything is wrong. So you send me this with all the attachments. If you're missing the medical, if you're missing the police clearance, it's not the end of the world. You can send those later. So I would say the most important ones is going to be the references and the police clearance and the interview report, because they can't submit that. They can't put the profile live unless they've got the 2 references and the interview report. And I know our police clearances takes quick, so that's not an issue. So if they're waiting on the passport and the medical, those can come later. Okay. And then let's get this out and out the way. And then basically program manager reviews, and then the normal process happens: placement, visa, flights, departure. And then I just again said medical can't be older than 3 months. And that's it. So I don't really have anything else to tell you. Any questions?
Robin?
Hello.
With regards to Camp America, I had a guy who applied, and obviously when he went for his medical last season, he tested, he was HIV positive. So Jackie then went back to Camp America to ask if it's fine.
Yeah.
And Camp America said they didn't see it being a problem. He obviously just needs to be upfront when they do the interviews. So when the camp does the interviews.
Yes.
Would this apply to CampCare as well, or would they just not take
No,
someone with HIV?
I can ask, but I don't think so. I don't think they're as open. I never thought to ask, you ask all the normal funny things like depression and anxiety and all that nonsense. But I can ask them on HIV. I know that Camp America is openish to it because we had a returnee that has HIV as well. And her camp was totally cool with it. So if he's happy to stick with Camp America and he's happy to wait a little bit till the season opens, then I'd say just stick with that. But I will ask for future candidates for them.
Thank you.
Cool. And then
sorry.
Hi, Trish, just one sec quickly. So I had Tyler's question here. So yeah, you'll notice that the age limit is 18 to 30, right? It's not to say that they won't take over 30. But if they are over 30, there is an addendum that the 30 plus have to fill out. So if you have an older candidate, same as with Camp America, you kind of have to do much of a screening yourself. But with, when it comes to then submitting, before you submit, ask first so that we can get that addendum. Yeah, and do quite a harsh screening on an older person to be safe. Yeah.
Thanks, Robin.
Oh. Hello?
Me, sorry. Robin, on the application form there, it said, in brackets, it said camp counselor only, and then in the next question, it said counselor. What's the difference?
Let me get this one here. This one.
Yeah, I just can't remember where it was.
Sorry, where did you see it? Which one?
It was further down, maybe experience details, I think it was. Okay. I think it was in there.
It might be the whole, you have the normal people and then you have the camp support staff. So like the kitchen people and all that kind of stuff. Like they hire, I don't know if you do know, but they hire the people from Eastern Europe and all that. Sort of thing. They come to camp and then they work. They work as cleaners, they work as cooks, they work as everything. So yeah, I think
it was down there by the experience details, maybe.
I think that's the one I went into, but I didn't see it. No, not that one. But we would place it in normal.
Maybe essay questions.
Program preference.
I can't remember. It just popped up and it's like,
what is that?
So do they have to answer that question or not?
Oh, maybe it was under the program questions then. Let's see.
Essay questions.
Oh.
No.
This is the program preferences. Let me go back there. Have you previously participated?
No, it was quite a long question, and then in brackets it was camp counselor only, and next one was
okay.
Maybe skills. Yeah, maybe skills.
Tell us about your camp life.
Robin, I think it was for the interview report where she saw that question.
Oh, maybe maybe you're right.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry.
No. Where is that? That's on that's on the step by step, I think. Oh shit, no, I've sent it to myself and deleted. Interview report. This one.
At some point they've actually got to say what they're applying for, or do we not just give it? Yeah, there you go. Go back up. No, go up. I mean down. There you go. Stop. So how would the applicant encourage counselors, and the next one says counselors only?
Yeah, so that would be like, obviously the support staff don't work with the kids. They work in the kitchen making food. So like they wouldn't ask
so we don't, we only answer the questions related to the camp counselor.
Yeah, you do everything. This so that could actually even be taken out completely because we have to ask that question.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Any other questions? No, you don't need a matric minimum. No. Is there another question? Dyslexia, I think will be fine. Selena had a bit of a weird person. What was wrong with her? Oh, she, I think, is deaf in an ear and or an arm or something like that. Basically, she's got a bit of disabilities and she's slightly disabled. And Laura was pretty open to it because then they would place her at a special needs camp as long as she could actually do what she needed to do, and she could walk and talk and interact and, you know, kind of use both arms kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, they were open to it. So if you have any weird people, just ask.
Hi, Robin.
Hello.
How are they with placing friends together? Is it the same process or the same mentality as camp?
Yeah, you know, I think the worry from a camp director's point of view is, are they going to be buddy and work? You know, but I think we can do the same thing. These are friends, they would like to go together. What can we do?
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really don't think dyslexia is going to be a problem, Sansa. You know, I mean, they don't have to read at camp, so I think it'll be fine. Well, unless they working in a churchy environment or like in the office or whatever, but I don't think so. Cool, and that's it. Any other questions? Good to go. Cool, thanks guys, have a good day.
Sorry, Rob, just
Hello.
one last one.
Yeah.
Do they have quite a lot of camps and like positions available, or do we kind of like need to tell clients it's limited, try to get them to apply as soon as possible? And will it run until like March, April next year, or when will they kind of close applications?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the positions, because I actually got an email. Sorry, I'm trying to find it as well while we're talking. But Laura sent me a message to say that this year with recruitment, they were doing it a bit different. And they were basically going with, hard to say, here we go, I think I found it. Okay, cool. So I hope this email finds you well, blah, blah, blah. As we have a limit on how many visas we have for the season, we'll be taking a different approach to applications. In the past, we had set an application target for each partner, but this year it will be first come, first serve. What this means is those applications are on the system first, and best qualified will be placed. And once visas are used, placements will stop unless there are cancellations. We want to try process visas as early as possible. So the season starts early October. That's with placements. So placements will already start happening from next month. So yeah, basically, and then it's obviously here about the returnees, which doesn't apply to us. But they were saying that they, again, like with camp, have limited visas for second years, third, etc., etc. Yeah, just a reminder that we need the 2 references and an interview report to be able to submit their application. And then videos should be 1 to 2 minutes long, preferably in the format that can be easily accessed, like a YouTube URL. Talk about their background skills, why they want to participate, why they'd make a good counselor. And then there's a sample video, so I can share that with you guys as well. So I'll forward this out. So it's basically a first come, first serve. Yes, they don't have thousands of positions like camp, but I think we would be popular because we're English speakers. So best to get them in. If they run out of positions, they will have to switch to Camp America if that happens. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then just any objections to me sending out the bulk email? I know Selena replied, but nobody have a problem with us sending out that bulk email if the kibbutz camp thing has finished today? Okay, cool.
No, I'm happy.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Great. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a good day.